the Texans can't actually build around him. Like they just don't have the resources to do it. And their best move is to get assets for him and move forward. I think I might do that if I were the Texans because they're paying a quarterback too much. There's no way they're ever going to build a successful team around that guy. I mean, it would be hard. It would be very hard to do. Maybe the Niners could, but I don't think Houston can. It's an interesting thought. I know you don't think it's feasible at all, Vish. Blake, what do you think?
For the Niners to get Deshaun?
Do you think it's possible that the Texans might deal him?
Oh, I don't think they would at all. I think they took him first round. He's looking like he's been a superstar so far. He has the highest passer rating of all time. That just had like a minimum of certain amount of games played.
Oh, wow.
And he just reached it like a couple games ago or this past game. And he's at like 103 now for all-time passer rating, which is above Rodgers. So I don't think they will trade him. Do I think
a Packers fan would know that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I think they should have built around him better and not traded a bunch of assets to get Laramie Tunsil, get rid of Clowney, traded Hopkins. Yeah, I think they could have definitely done better to build around him, but I don't think they will trade him. And I do think they're kind of in a tough position with how can you build around someone who's making $40 million and you don't have that many assets?
You don't have draft picks.
Yeah.
It's a conundrum. I think the answer is you don't. You're just going to be 8-8, 9-7, and you're going to hold Deshaun Watson back ultimately from having the career he should. He was really freaking good. Is he not, Vish?
Yeah, so he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, right? I think we can all agree with that.
He made it look easy yesterday.
Right.
And now, Matt Patricia's really good, so I think that even elevates what he was doing, you know?
So here's my take on this thing with Deshaun Watson. I saw that point. If you're Houston, look, if you paid him $40 million, which they did, right? Mm-hmm. Why would you trade him away, right? Because it's not like Houston has proven that they can build a team with all these assets anyway. At least with Deshaun Watson, they're going to be they're going to make the playoffs probably every year. Like this year, they didn't make it, but this year, go look at the first 4 to 5 games they played. They had to play Kansas City, they had to play Baltimore, they had to play Pittsburgh, and they had to play one more playoff team. So it's not like they had an easy run of it with their schedule. They're going to be a playoff team, I think, for years to come because they have Deshaun Watson at quarterback. Why would you ruin that by getting 3 first-round picks? And I don't think they would ever trade him. I don't think it's even something that the Niners could even consider. I think Deshaun Watson, the entire notion that he even wanted to be traded this offseason was more a negotiation thing where his agent and him were trying to optimize his value to get the largest contract. I don't look at it as Deshaun Watson actually wanted to leave. He's a superstar. He's a great quarterback, and we're all going to enjoy watching him for years, but it's going to be as the quarterback for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, but things have changed since last offseason. Things have definitely changed. Things look bleak in Houston, honestly. I mean, like, Houston Texans are like the Milwaukee Bucks of the NFL. You know, like, it's just like, it's a matter of time before Deshaun's like, you know what, screw this, I'm out. Because the way everyone expects Giannis to bounce eventually. And he'd be within his right. They have no idea what they're doing in Houston. They're making that team worse every time they try to make it better. But if they are going to bring in a new coach this year, the selling point would be Watson. If they bring in Eric Bieniemy, they're not going to get Bieniemy if they don't have Watson. If they do have Watson, they could get probably the top coach available. So he's so marketable, it allows them to be a major player in the NFL. If you don't have him now, you're starting over from like Cleveland territory or what they used to be, Jacksonville territory. Now you're Jacksonville.
So
now you're Jacksonville.
Those are my 2 points real quick. One, he's so marketable. Like, they're going to have 3 primetime games every single season because Deshaun Watson's their quarterback. So
they'll get a return on their investment.
Right. So they're gonna make money because Deshaun Watson's their quarterback as an organization. Yeah. And 2, if you're a coach, everything that you look for is to get Deshaun Watson, right? The entire goal is you want to get Deshaun Watson. Yes. So why wouldn't you take the Houston Texans job? Because that one spot is already filled. You have Deshaun Watson.
But again, Deshaun might eventually say, I want out. He could do that. Hey, I guess did request a trade last year, and it might have been posturing, but if he does it again, it definitely ain't posturing. So I think the Niners could be waiting, but that can't be plan A, B, or C. I mean, the Niners have to bank on something else because you just can't wait for Deshaun Watson to call up and say, okay, I'm in.
That's kind of a –
But it's an interesting thought. I mean, if you're going to trade for someone, he would be the guy.
Yeah.
No offense to Matt Stafford.